It is great to be talking with WWE superstar Roman Reigns. Roman, how's the hair today?
The hair?
Yeah, how's the hair?
Oh, it's fine. Nobody usually asks that right off the bat. The hair's good. Just looking to get it wet and get to work tonight.
Well, that's the important thing is the look. I mean, you got to have it, and the hair is the thing that really bounces out. I'm telling you, man, anytime that I bring up your name around women, they go crazy, and they talk about the hair. I mean, they talk about a lot of things when it comes to you.
Yeah, common mistake. Just a bunch of smoke and mirrors I got going on here. I got magical hair conditioner and baby oil. It's the whole supporting crew and cast around me. It's what happens backstage that prepares me for on camera.
Do you find that it's the younger women that are really attracted to you, or the middle-aged women? Because I tend to think it's the cougars a little bit more.
I think a little bit of both. I think, definitely probably the older, grown women. I think, I'm not a young-looking man. I like to think I'm a young, spry man, but, I'm 30 now, and I got a couple grays in my beard and maybe a little salt and pepper in my hair. If you were to, let my hair down and go through it, you'd see a good bit of grays, maybe from the stress of the road and this crazy business I'm in. But, yeah, I think that may be a fair assumption, but I like to think that, I'm not an old man now. I'm not losing, my touch with, the youth and what the hipsters these days. I'm not an old man yet. 30 ain't bad.
No, you're not old at all. So what has the adjustment been like for you now having a family? Because I know you got married not too long ago, but you had been with your wife for years before that, and you have a daughter. And, we've always heard about, how taxing the wrestling business can be, especially when you do have a family.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's the real work, is being away from my loved ones, my family, my household. There's nothing that hurts more than being away from my little girl and missing days. But I'm lucky. This generation is lucky. My father and a bunch of my cousins and uncles, they didn't have the opportunity to use FaceTime or Skype or all these different technologies and advancements that we have. So that's really helped out to kind of close that gap. But at the same time, there's nothing like being, in person, being in real time and experiencing the things that you love with your loved ones, But it's all a part of the process. And my family, I'm so fortunate I have such a supportive family and people who understand, what I'm going through and what I'm trying to do for us, and they know that it's for our family and for our future. So I'm very grateful for that.
Well, you talk about social media and how much it can help with our lifestyles, but also it gives the audience a little bit more of an opportunity to be closer to the celebrities like yourself and also to have their voice be heard. What was it like earlier this year when the crowd response was what it was, and there were some people coming down hard on you?
It was kind of rough, to be honest. Someone my age, we didn't go through the internet like how it is now. When I was a kid, I was outside, I was sweating and running around, and me and the Usos were, tearing up the yard or doing yard work for that matter. We didn't have all these video games and all these social media outlets and there weren't cameras on every single device that you could think of. So it's a little bit different, and as an adult, and I've always kind of been, I've tried to be a good person my whole life. So I've made good friends and I've always, built great relationships and been friendly with people and I always think what you do to others will, come to you. So that's how I treat people. But, when you deal with an internet situation where all these people are just attacking you for no real reason at all, other than you're just going out there trying to entertain them, trying to give them something to get outside of their life, to get outside of their reality, suspend belief for them, and for them to attack you for no real reason. It's not like I was trying to hurt anybody. I was just trying to do my thing, make my art the way I want it, and just have a good time, and hopefully it reflects that. But it's just one of those things that once it's opened up, it's eye-opening, and it's shocking, and it's hurtful, but it's just a part of the world, and just like anything else, any other form of bullying that the world's dealt with, we're going to get past it. And strong people are strong for a reason. They can hold that weight. God gave me broad shoulders because I can carry that load. So it was kind of, it was a shock and awe factor at first, but it's a lot easier now for sure.
I was going to say, why do you think it was so vocal? Was it just simply because you weren't Daniel Bryan, or what do you think it was?
I think, possibly, it was a lot to do on just how over Bryan is. He, till this day, he's still just a phenomenal performer. I mean, I think everybody who's ever been in an arena, you don't even have to be in the ring with them. You have an appreciation for them. Even if you're not into them, you still have to appreciate them. And it was just the fact of what was happening is he was the most over guy we had. He was drawing people, and they loved him. And the whole Yes movement was on fire. But at the same time, as a company, you have to continue to build other stars and build a future. And I'm not a believer in it's just one guy. I believe in the team. I believe in having a great cast of good people and strong men around us to create the best, to maximize the product. It just can't be one person. So I think it was a combination of me, not being Bryan, and just it being, the internet thing, like all the cool kids were like banding against the jock. It was, I don't know, it was weird. But I think it just became like a cool thing to boo me. And I think it's still a little bit, it happens still to this day. And it blows my mind, but I'm still just going to keep grinding and getting better. And anybody who says I haven't progressed and gotten just 1,000 times better, you're lying. You're a bold-faced liar.
When it came to WrestleMania, I think so many people thought that you were going to leave that show as the World Heavyweight Champion. Was it a disappointment that didn't happen, or what was your reaction after that show?
Oh, of course. I mean, no, it wasn't. To not leave WWE World Heavyweight Champion was an absolute disappointment, yes. But in that same vein, it was the greatest opportunity God's ever given me. I can't explain to you how grateful and thankful I am to be favored like that, to be able to say, I come from a wrestling family. I sit, when I'm with my family, I'm with workers. I'm with people who know this business, who've been on the road, and to be able to say I main evented WrestleMania within our family tree, be able to say that at the table, that's big boy stuff. So I thank God every single day. Every day I look at my daughter and my wife and the house that we live in and the opportunities that we've been afforded. It was the best day of my life, but at the same time, that's how important the WWE Championship is to me. To have the best day happen and to still feel pain for not winning that, I think it speaks volumes.
Go back to this past weekend. We know about the incident that happened at a non-televised event up in British Columbia over the weekend where you got hit in the head by a Money in the Bank briefcase by a fan. Did you know exactly what had happened the second that you got hit with that?
No, to be honest, I thought Bray hit me right in the head with the kendo stick. And I was about to fire up pretty good, and then I saw that briefcase go down. And I don't want to, bring light to this situation or like play it down because it was absolutely wrong. There's no place in that. There's just no way there to anybody. But it didn't hurt. Like if you see the video, once I realized what had happened, you can see I clearly stand up and I'm taken out of the moment because, I'm furious for just being disrespected in that manner. But it was a plastic replica briefcase. It didn't hurt. The show went on, and I think that was the most important thing, was just continue doing what we were doing. And myself and Bray set out to entertain Victoria that night, and that's what we continued to do. So, but at the same time, the only thing I got to say about that is there's just no room for that. You ruin the show for everybody. And when it comes down to it, the dude was 31 years old. I'm just going to say he was 31 years old.
Yeah. And I think he got up super light because he didn't even get prosecuted.
I didn't press charges. You know what I mean? Our security guy, I want to take this opportunity actually to thank all of our WWE security. They are these are world class, and this is what it's all about. This is kind of what we're doing here. You know, actually this is right on topic, but you know, they answer the call. These are the type of people we work with. We're allowed and given such great opportunities and to build relationships with former police officers and military and servicemen, and I'm just so grateful that I had our security team there. And they helped me out so much because I go through the crowd, I go through the concourse, and for them to have my back like that, I want to thank them for that. And our guy was there. He was there immediately, and he neutralized the situation. He was outnumbered for a while, but you know, he didn't back down, and he protected us, and I can't thank him enough. But there's no point. I didn't get hurt. The guy, I think he learned his lesson. I think he got taken in for at least a night or so. But you know, I didn't bleed. But I mean, it could have been serious if the guy would have hit me in my eye. He hits me in my eye. He takes my eye out. It messes my up. You know, if it affects my career at all, the only thing I'm asking in a situation like that is to also remember I am an entertainer, but I am a provider to a 7-year-old little girl, to a wife, and the rest of my family, my mother, my father. If you take that away from me, then you've taken that away from me for such a stupid thing.
You mentioned
that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, you mentioned the online auction. People can go to CharityBuzz.com in support of Answer the Call to help the families of fallen New York City heroes. Tell me a little bit more about that and your direct involvement with it as well.
Well, this is just another great opportunity. WWE this is what it's all about. This is what the platform should be used for. Are these type of benefits? It's so unique. It's a once in a lifetime experience. Like you say, Answer the Call. It's all about the New York Police and Fire Widows and the Children's Benefit Fund. Our servicemen and our the people who protect us in our country, they put their lives on the line. They really put their lives on the line, not for entertainment, but for security, for freedom, for peace of mind. And we lose people, we lose heroes every single day, and they leave families behind. And if there's anything that we can do to help and to put a smile on anybody's face and just make someone's day better, that's what we're out here to do. So for me, I would love to have just the highest bids for this auction. Come hang out with me backstage at Monday Night Raw, meet a bunch of other superstars. I'll even buy you lunch.
Hey, that's a deal right there, because people can go online to CharityBuzz.com/WWE, all the different auctions that's on there with various WWE superstars, and also there's Hollywood celebrities, and there's some other things with professional athletes as well. So everybody can check that out, and they can bid there. Two quick things. Obviously, SummerSlam is right around the corner. You're going to be teaming with your buddy Dean Ambrose to take on Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. What's it like working in the ring again with Dean?
Oh, it's great, man. It amps up the fun, when you have a buddy out there to experience the atmosphere. And don't get me wrong, it's great doing singles and controlling the crowd and just milking it up for 30, 35 minutes. But there's just something about team chemistry and team fights and tag team matches, and and people don't realize it sometimes, but the tag team story is, in my opinion, is the best. That's the best type of match. It's the best story that we can tell, because people get that. Not everybody knows what it feels like to get hit by a stick or like a chair or go through a table, but people know what it's like for the most part to have a team and want to help somebody, and want to, dig. And I think that's the most exciting thing, and to be able to go out there and tell a crazy, hardcore, wild story with Ambrose and the Wyatts, it's going to be an absolute privilege.
Last thing, what was it like being backstage a few weeks ago when Seth Rollins smashed Cena's nose? Were you watching the show at that point?
I was actually at home taking a few days off. I wasn't at Raw that week, but it was funny because I'm sitting down on my couch, flipping through the channels, and I was like, oh, the main event's on. I'll check that out. And literally 2 minutes after I put the match on, Seth just whacked him right in the face with that knee, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's a finish right there, man. That's a serious. All you gotta do is show a replay, and that's as devastating a move as any other one. So he definitely has a new weapon in play. But if he tries to throw that knee in my face, I'll break his knee with my forearm.
I was gonna say, stay clear of that one. Well, like I said
Will
before,
do. I'm lucky to have scouted it right off the bat.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody can go to CharityBuzz.com/WWE. It's the answer the call for the New York Police and Fire Widows and Children's Benefit Fund. It's going on till Tuesday, August 25th, where you can bid on these exclusive experiences, including one with Roman Reigns. So, Roman, appreciate the time and keep up the great work.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate the interview.